cooperative extension. And today we're going to make a quick microwave chili. Where we have a couple of ingredients here. We have some chopped onion in some olive oil, about 1 tablespoon of olive oil in a bowl. You can use red onion, yellow onion, or white onion, it doesn't matter. Actually, the white and yellow onions taste a bit better. We're going to have 1 can of black beans, 1 can of corn, 1 can of chopped tomatoes, a little bit of chopped chicken that I had left over from another meal. If you don't have chicken, that's fine. You can also use canned chicken as well, and a couple of spices that I'll explain in a moment. We have some oregano, some chili powder, some red pepper flakes, and a little bit of cumin. If you don't have these spices, if you have a chili packet, you can use that as well. If you don't have any onions, you can use a little bit of garlic or onion powder. For a half cup of onion, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder to make up that change. For garlic powder, for each clove, you're going to use 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. So first we're going to kind of cut up some onions, and we're going to stir that around in some of this olive oil. And as I said, I used about a tablespoon of olive oil in here. If you have other oils, it doesn't matter which kind of oil you use. And we're going to go ahead and put this in the microwave. We're going to start off with a minute. Depending on your microwave and how big your bowl is and how many onions you have, you're going to maybe go up to 2 or 3 minutes final cooking time. But I'm going to start off kind of slow because I'm not sure how this is going to work in my microwave. So I'm going to start off with 1 minute and we'll see what it looks like then. So now we're going to put it in the microwave for 1 minute to start off with. So now it's been a minute and we are going to just check it. And they've softened a little bit, but they're still a little bit raw. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do 1 more minute. Okay, we just did our 2nd minute and I think that looks pretty good. So you're just looking to see that the onions are softened a little bit. They're not as raw. We're going to do more cooking, so we don't need to completely cook these onions right now. And we're going to go and do our next step. So now that our onions are softened up, we're going to go ahead and do the next step. We're going to add some garlic to it. And the way I like to cut garlic is just to smash it with the back of my knife. Jump away from you a little bit. And I like garlic a lot, so I'm putting 2 whole cloves in there. If you don't like garlic as much, you can cut back on that. And as I said, if you want to substitute and just use garlic powder, you can go ahead and for each clove of garlic that the recipe calls for, you can use 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. The reason I don't put this in too early is because I don't want to chance my garlic getting burned in there. So I always like to do my onions first. Even if I'm cooking on the stove top, I get my onions cooked a bit, and then when I add other ingredients in, I add my garlic. I'm going to go ahead and put that chicken. I'm going to put these spices in again. The cumin, this is about 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 1.5 teaspoons of just a general chili powder mix, and a half teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Red pepper flakes, you can add more or not put it in if you don't want anything spicy. And again, if you just have a packet of chili seasoning or a bottle of chili seasoning, you can go ahead and use that instead of making this. I'm going to put that in. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. You don't really need to add another tablespoon of oil. One of the good things about making this in the microwave is that you really don't need a whole lot of oil for this. So we're just going to do that. And we'll put it back in the microwave for about 1 more minute. So it's been 1 minute and we're just going to take a look, and I think that is good. It's all kind of nice and mixed together. If you're using raw chicken, you're going to want to cook that chicken first before you put it in here. I just want to emphasize that I used cooked chicken for this and not raw chicken. So now we've cooked our onions, garlic, spices, and chicken in here. We're going to go ahead and just add our black beans, our tomatoes, and our corn. and stir this up. Chili is one of the things that you can add all kinds of different things to. So a lot of times I like to add some peppers to it. I do like to add carrots to it sometimes. Sometimes I even put potatoes in it if I just wanted to go a little bit further. Sometimes I go ahead and I add more tomatoes. I think I'm going to actually add a little bit of liquid to this. Okay, I'm going to add now, sometimes your tomatoes, different cans are a little bit more, have more liquid than others. Mine did not have much liquid in it. So I'm just going to add just enough liquid to kind of cover everything. You can kind of see that it just covers everything together. And as you cook it, those tomatoes are going to break down more and it's going to be more chili-like. Because I already probably have sodium in some of those cans, I'm just going to put a little bit of a pinch of salt, and then when it's all done, I'll taste it and I'll decide if I need to add more salt to it. And once that is all mixed up, we're going to put it back in the microwave and we're going to cook this for about 2 minutes, and then we'll check it to see if it looks like it's done. So we ended up microwaving this for about 9 minutes total. So what I would recommend is to first microwave it for about 4 minutes, and depending on how quickly your microwave cooks or how big of a portion you're making, I'm making enough for about 4 people here, but you can easily have this and make it for only 2 people, or just put a little bit of these ingredients in a cup and make it for yourself. But each time you're going to reduce that time that you're reducing the recipe. So for this, I did it for about 4 minutes at first, and then I finished it off with 5 minutes. You probably could have even gone up to 10 minutes, but you can kind of see that we've got this nice broth with the chili now. I don't like a real strong tomatoey chili. If you like that, you can add a little bit of tomato paste to it to kind of make it more richer in tomatoes. You can also add, like, if you want a little bit deeper of a flavor, you can add some soy sauce. And soy sauce is one of the secret ingredients that I use in a lot of different things because it easily kind of deepens the flavors of a lot of things, and it doesn't really give it necessarily an Asian taste to it. So it's not going to suddenly taste like Chinese food or something, but it just kind of helps to deepen those other flavors. Or you can just add a little bit of salt. Now if you use the chili seasoning packet, it's probably going to have a lot of sodium in it, a lot of salt in it, and you may not need to add very much. So I would always hold the salt back until it's done, and you can go ahead and taste it and adjust it to how you want it. Or you can serve it, and each person can adjust it to how they like it. But I like to use some soy sauce to kind of finish it up, and then usually it's about, maybe for this portion, about maybe a tablespoon of soy sauce. If you feel like you want more chili flavor, if you don't quite have enough, you can add a little bit more of the chili seasoning or a little bit of chili powder. The one seasoning I would not add more of is the cumin, if you have that, because the cumin can really make it bitter, so if you add too much. So you try to add the other ingredients first. And then once you're done, you can go ahead and just kind of serve it up. I don't have a very good spoon for this, but just serve up a portion, add a little bit of cheese on top. Thank you for watching, and I will hope to see you again sometime.